We got more than one note that time. Hello. Welcome back to Rewatchers Council. Snark here. Joined, of course, the, what would this be? The council table, the council. I don't know what we call it, but I'm joined anyways. My fellow council member, Brendan Marr. Bren, how are you doing?
Doing good. Doing good.
Very good, very good. So, just a quick note. It's my birthday coming up in a month. I don't want to say how old I'm going to be, but today, I got to when I went to work, and my wife came in about 2 hours later, and we had almost the exact same outfit on. So that's how old I'm getting. That Fanny and I wear the same outfits now without even meaning to. Anyways, on to the show here. Enough about me, Brennan. Okay. Now, talking choices. Here's the original air date. You might be interested in this, Brennan. May 4th, 1999.
The best day of all.
May the 4th be with you, sir. You like Star Wars, don't you? I heard about that. Anyways,
Yeah, I guess I do.
it was written by David Fury, directed by James A. Contner. Now, the number one movie that week wasn't a certain Star Wars movie, not yet. Uh, it was Entrapment, Brennan.
Oh, I remember that one.
I remember that one. Remember a bunch of lasers on the ground, and yeah, I remember that one.
And
Next,
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
hey, Sean Connery. Like, come on. I had
Mm-hmm.
my brother was named after the guy, for God's sake. So, number one song in your United States of America, Brendan. And
Mm-hmm.
my Canada. I think we got it right this week with No Scrubs by TLC, the number one song.
Oh, wow.
T-Boz,
Yes.
Lopez, Chili. Number one in the UK, they got it all wrong. The number one song there was Swear It Again by Westlife.
Oh, wow.
Now, I haven't heard, too many songs by the English boy bands in my time. So I took a listen to this. It was like I've never heard this song before. I could, you know what? I went 26 years without it. I could have got another 26. It is as bubblegummy as you can get. Piano ballad, Brendan.
Mm.
For goodness sake, a piano ballad, 1999. Time ready for a DVD synopsis? Well,
Uh-oh.
the mayor imprisons Willow after Buffy and Angel steal a box containing demonic energy, which the mayor needs for Ascension Day. Demonic energy. I don't know if it's about. I don't know how energetic it is. I guess it is a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Something we'll get to know more later. Anyways, on to the show here. First off, and I know you're not just a Star Wars guy, but you're also a big Star Trek guy.
Yes.
The mayor gives Faith a gift, and turns out it's like the thing that every little girl dreams of getting when they're a kid: a giant knife.
Mm.
Now, did you recognize that knife?
I did indeed, yes.
Yeah, it gets used in Star Trek Nemesis. For goodness sake.
Yes, it
Now,
does.
I liked how before when she's says, "Oh, I have to do some for this," and she's starting to get a little uppity about it. He says, "Well, I can take it back," and she goes, "No, thanks, sir. I'll keep it." I like how she kind of reverts back to when she was a little girl. Now, it's yet again another essential part of the Ascension. It turns out there's a lot of steps to this Ascension. Lucky
Mm-hmm.
for us, because there was a bunch of episodes leading up to it. We get to see Buffy and Angel fighting. They start talking about how, it's always the same old things. Buffy thinks they're in a rut,
Mm-hmm.
which is fun to hear her say it. Now, we just quick look in on the Summers household. We get to see Joyce. She's, of course, very proud of Buffy getting into Northwestern. I guess that's a good school. It's a school I've heard of in the United States before. I think that's in the Chicago area.
Um,
but I think it's Chicago, Northwestern. It's Illinois, anyways. Now,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the goes to talk to I don't know. She says her aunt, so I don't know if this means like it's her sister or what. But anyway, she'll make it work, whatever they need to do to get Buffy there, whatever. Buffy's already like, yeah. Well, this isn't going to happen. So I do enjoy the next scene where you see kids that's sitting out in the quad. I didn't notice a clock tower in the quad while he was walking
Mm,
around here, by the way.
mhm.
Snyder goes in there. He acts of these kids are what's in the bag. Is he's wondering if it's dope. You know what I mean? It's just their lunch.
Dope in a bag. Okay.
Yeah, sandwich full of dope. We get to see the Scoobies now. We hear that Willow's been accepted to Oxford and a bunch of these Ivy League colleges. Xander has recently started reading Jack Kerouac's On the Road. Uh, he's about 8 pages in. He decided this is what he's going to do with his life. But good for him, he actually stands by this. Spoiler alert. Now, Cordy shows up. She's happy that they're just going to be losing Xander. These two still at it, still at each other's throats. He tries to show her up by bragging about Willow here, which is uncool considering what he did to Cordelia with Willow.
Mm,
Anyways, Cordelia is unimpressed by Oxford. She calls it Teabag Central,
mm,
Brennan.
mm.
And I made a note in my notes to not make a joke about that at all.
No. Mm-mm.
I'll be you know what I'm going to be? The bigger man. All right? Just too easy. Too
Mm-hmm.
easy. Cordy promises she's going to go nowhere near these loser Scoobies anyways and gets a dig in on Buffy for not having a future, blah, 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 the same old stuff. Buffy goes and tells Wesley she's had enough. She says, oh, I'm going to go away for school. Wesley forbids her by the power invested in him by the council. So that's a pretty big deal.
I think
Uh,
it's a weird gesture too.
yeah. She promises she's going to make up the time or whatever. She'll be back at midterms and on all the school breaks and stuff like that to go clear Sunnydale of the evil that piles up in the meantime. But she decides that maybe it's time to take the fight to the mayor.
Oh yes.
And Giles is supportive of this. He's had enough sitting around doing nothing, I guess. So he suggests she comes up with a plan, which is finding out what they're up to, which is fine by Buffy because she was afraid there'd be maths.
Oh yes. Actual details.
Yeah. She's not good with that part. The action. That's what she's good at for the most part. So we see a plane arriving here. Now, I think this is the first time we notice that Sunnydale has an airport.
Yes. It would seem so.
This 2 Starbucks town has an airport, universities, multiple
Probably a
schools,
small airport, but yes.
more churches per capita than anywhere else in America.
I thought
Too,
that'd
by
be
the
in
way.
Utah.
You'd imagine so. You'd imagine. No. It's right there.
Oh, I mean that's where I was born.
Yeah. Sunnydale, CA. So
But
there
I'm
you
a
are.
Californian through and through.
But there's a guy coming off the plane. I don't think he's up to any good, seeing how he has a huge tattoo of a snake on his face.
Yes, that might be trouble.
Yeah. You know what? He comes off it. He's got the snake on the face. He's got the snakeskin boots. He's
Mm.
also got a box handcuffed to him. Now, this actor, I think he was just called the Courier. I don't think he actually had
Mm.
a name. He was played by Jimmy R. Skaggs. He had parts in CSI. He was in Curb Your Enthusiasm, but he was also in Deep Space Nine.
Oh,
And
as
he was,
whom?
yeah, I'm not sure. Just probably a random alien type guy. And then he was also in the movie Lethal Weapon. He was also in Catch Me If You Can. Passed away in 2004, unfortunately, from lung cancer.
That's unfortunate.
R.I.P. Mr. Skaggs. Anyways, he goes to the car. He's told that the mayor was going to be there and he was only going to accept payment from him. And he doesn't like surprises. So, surprise, here's an arrow to the heart. And this guy was no vampire. This guy did not fall to death. Yet another
Nope.
human life taken by Faith. She's on a roll.
Yep, she certainly is.
It's getting easier to do these days. Anyways, she then uses her new knife to. She couldn't find the keys, so she uses her new knife to free the handcuffs. The only way the knife is used to doing by cutting through the bone. Brennan, ugh. Messy. This seems messy.
Nasty.
You're gonna see her right away, and she seems cleaned up because you see Buffy waiting for her at the city hall when Faith enters with the box. The mayor is a little impressed with the initiative here. You know, that girl.
Yeah.
He also doesn't mind that she just takes the money that was coming from the box. Nothing's ever said. She grabs the money. He doesn't say anything about it. We never see her give it back, so it looks like she's made a couple extra dollars off of this. Pretty good. Knife and money. Not a bad day for Faith. But he gets upset when she puts her feet on the desk, though. To his character. Doesn't like germs, Bren.
He doesn't like it. Nope.
Faith gets a little pouty when the mayor mentions Buffy. He says she doesn't need Buffy's got Faith. And then she puts her hand on the box. And the mayor matter-of-factly just says, don't do that. So, there's something up with that box. You know what? I'm going to tell you what. If you see a guy with a snake tattoo in a box handcuffed to him, I wouldn't open that box for anything. That'd be one box I'd leave alone. So, Buffy goes and follows the vamp driver that got her to the city hall. She starts asking him questions quite politely. And when I mean say politely, I mean violently. She's violently asking questions. We go to the library. We find out this box is the box of Gavrock. Nothing ever has a simple name.
I was thinking Gavroche from like Les Miserables.
Oh, really? There you go. It holds demonic energy. The mayor is going to have to eat for his ascension. Yum. Giles and Willow show up with City Hall plans. Those guys were thinking ahead. The driver told Buffy that the box is being kept guard on the top floor before, of course, going poof. You know what I mean? R.I.P. to him. The gang come up with a plan now, fully leaving out Wes, which is fun. But he does point out that the mayor will have supernatural safeguards in place.
Wesley could have used a good punch in this episode.
He could have used a good punch in a few episodes.
Yes.
Luckily for us, there's going to be another series, and he gets punched quite a bit. But he's he's almost a completely different character.
He made up for it in real life by marrying Allison Hannigan. So.
Well, there you go. He can't be all that bad. So, Buffy plans to use Willow's magic to get around those safeguards. So, Willow's going to go get her hands dirty here, just like she wants. West is left just holding the maps. Poor Wesley Wyndham Price. So, we see Xander now noticing Cordelia in a shop window. Can't help himself but to go in and throw some insults her way. He doesn't think that any schools accepted her, but it turns out she was accepted to all these great schools, Columbia, for example. He implies that her dad's money must have helped. She tells him to go away. Oh boy, that I wonder if that storyline is going to go anywhere over the next couple episodes. The Watchers now drop off Buffy, Willow, and Angel like it's a sleepover. They climb up to the roof. Oz and Xander left at the library to perform the ritual, I guess. They go over a diagram that Willow drew up for them. They each mention how there's no one like Willow, which it doesn't seem, that just doesn't sit right with me. I don't know about you. Considering, again, Oz is there. We're getting to see that Willow that Oz and Xander have been getting closer the last few episodes, sure, but for him to say, no, there isn't anyone like your Willow, I don't know. Yeah, time and place. This episode is a kind of odd for those kind of things, if in my opinion. Anyways, we see Buffy, we see Willow, we see Angel. They're all at City Hall at the skylight, another skylight in Sunnydale. You'd think they'd learn. You know what I mean? Too many skylights. Looks almost exactly like the one over the library. Probably was the same one that was over the library. The box is directly underneath it now. Willow wants to do a spell to break its mystical force field. Buffy praises her, tells her to scram. The force field's gone. Angel starts lowering her down. Mission Impossible style now. She grabs the box, lifts it, and of course an alarm goes off. Wouldn't you know it, the pulley system's jammed, Brennan. But here's the deal.
Of course it is.
Angel's a large man. Also, supernaturally strong.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why he just didn't grab the rope and pull her up. What's Buffy weigh, honestly? 110 pounds?
Yeah, like nothing.
And then the boss is, this is up and it's done. Oh, well. He'd rather go down and fight a couple of red-shirted vamps. I say red shirt, but surprise, surprise, I think one of them makes it out alive in this episode. Now they start fighting. Eventually, Buffy just breaks that harness apart to fight better. You get a pretty clear view, and it's almost stunning how clear of a view of David Boreanaz' stunt double we get throughout this fight. And then and then when they're coming out of the City Hall as well after they escape, and you see him running over to the hedge to jump over the hedge behind, like over the stairs into the hedge. Clear as day. Like, not only the face is so different, but he's a much smaller guy than David Boreanaz. It's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I guess it's what they didn't know about modern day remastering, and
I guess you're right. That was also maybe they're thinking, someone isn't going to be watching this for the 11th time trying to notice this stuff. Now,
when will they know us?
So, lucky for they, okay, spoiler alert, they get out of that office box. There's some fighting. The vampires were chasing him, but Wes and Giles drive by in the van very slowly, and then the vampires started running after them. So, lucky
Wesley hanging out the window.
Yeah. Mayor gets a little miffed that his box is gone. I don't blame him. That's also his dinner, by the sounds of it. And no one likes to take that. Like someone taking your, your Uber Eats or something like that off your doorstep. It's not cool. Turns out Faith has something that might be just as good as the box. Willow. We get a little kidnapping here. We get the gang back at the library. They're regrouped. Buffy just wants to start blaming people and wonders how they could let it happen. They start planning what they got to do next. Xander says he wants to do a full-on assault. Maybe he still has that army bit from the Halloween episode in him. But there's a good chance that Willow's going to get killed if they go full-on assault at him. Buffy suggests trading her for the box. Wesley is very much against this because of the thousands of people that could die because of this if the mayor actually gets
billions.
Yes. Well, it starts with Sunnydale. Remember, they're very close-minded. Everything is just about Sunnydale. Turns out Oz isn't happy with all this talk. He breaks that pedestal thing. I don't blame him. Everyone's arguing about Willow not really doing anything.
He removes the variable.
Yeah, that's done. We gotta go get this trade on the go here. So we see Willow put in a file room. She's looking for a way out now. She knocks over a drawer that luckily had some office supplies in it, Brennan, including a couple of pencils here. So we get a vampire coming in to check out what all the racket's about. He gets a little peckish. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I haven't had redheaded human in a while. So he just wants
Is
a
that
little,
give you some kind of bonus or something? I mean, is that
possibly. Well, it's different.
redhead blood? I don't know.
Maybe you might be right. So she goes, you don't want to eat me or whatever. But behind him, that little pencil has floated up.
Mm-hmm.
Heart height or so into the back. Poof. No more vampire. I think that's the first time we see her use magic to kill a vampire,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty fun. So she says,
She used
"Wow,
the force.
oh well, I guess you're right."
Well, this did
Uh,
come out on May 4th, so
there you go. You know what this is? Everything's coming full circle,
it's
Brendan.
all connected.
And Darth Vader is her father as well. We're gonna find that out too
Ooh.
later on, maybe. I
That
don't want
would
to spoil
explain her
anything.
alternate universe version.
Well, that's true. That's true. So she just decides, well, she's going to leave through the open doors, starts wandering around the halls for a way out. I didn't think it would be that difficult. She's trying every door. But she hears the mayor and Faith, so she goes off to hide. He starts comparing, like the mayor's starting to compare Buffy's faithfulness to a dog,
Mm.
and that he's going to kill her like one. What kind of a line is that? This
Ooh.
doesn't say anything about
Yeah, violence toward animals is
I'm gonna,
no-no.
I'm gonna kill a dog. You don't do anything to animals. You don't do anything to Willow. I think that's the main rule of the
Yes.
show.
Yes.
Anyways, Willow goes into the mayor's office now that he's gone. He forgets to lock it, I guess, or doesn't think he has to. Either
Mm.
one. He goes in there. He finds his evil shrine that he has in there.
Mm.
We've seen a couple of times, but she also notices a little button on the bottom. She touches it, and a little drawer slides open. We get the books of Ascension here.
Mm-hmm.
Now she spends, I guess, quite a bit of time just reading over these large volumes of books that I would have imagined was in some kind of bizarre language, considering how long ago it was written. But uh, we get to see Faith, unfortunately, come up behind her awful quietly, and she starts talking with Willow about uh, that she'll naturally need to kill her now since she's starting to know too much. Willow lays into her. Uh, I think she's had this in her mind for a little while, talking about everything that Faith gave up and how she had friends. She had friends like Buffy. She calls her a selfish, worthless waste.
Mm.
I was like, at a girl, good job. She gets punched in the face really hard for it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, she gets really punched hard. And she stands up and says she's not afraid of her. I'm not afraid of her.
Ah.
Well, she wasn't afraid of her then. Faith whips out that big Klingon sword or whatever the heck she's got there, that knife sword. But luckily, the mayor stops her from filleting up good old Willow. He mentions that he just got a little phone call. Here, I wonder what that phone call could have been. Probably telemarketer.
Mm.
No, it isn't. It turns out that they got a hold of the mayor somehow because he wasn't in the office. So I don't know how they got a hold of the mayor. No one has a cell phone in Sunnydale's yet, it seems. So we see Scoobies now in the cafeteria. Everything's barricaded except for the front. The lights go out. And the mayor arrives with Faith Willow. Willow, of course, with a knife to her throat from our old friend Faith here. Never thought I'd see the day. We get to see those two red shirts that Buffy and Angel are fighting. So they're there. The mayor is a little giddy from the intrigue here. He wants the box first before he gives up Willow. Then the mayor lets Buffy and Angel know that he doesn't see them having a long-lasting relationship here. I think he goes on for this for a while. I think what that may be considered, Brennan, is called setting the stage. He's setting the stage for something. It's almost like something's going to happen very soon for those two. Anyways, they don't, whatever. He reminds them that he had a human wife at one time and had
Mm.
to watch her go and stuff like that. He wasn't a big fan of it. Anyways, he suggests that they have respect for their elders as well. Angel, of course, reminds him that he's got a few years on him. I don't know if he does have a few years on him, though. We only see pictures of the mayor. We see the pictures of the mayor from 100 years ago, but it's the same looking guy. It's not like he was a little kid then.
Mm.
Who knows how old he really is? And the mayor finally says, okay, let's do this trade. But somehow Snyder comes in. What was Snyder doing? They're with cops.
Ah, yes, Snyder always showing up at the wrong moment.
Yeah, he's very giddy. He's gonna get that awful drug dealing Buffy off the streets. But out of the shadows steps the mayor, and Snyder's demeanor changes here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the way that the mayor and Snyder talk to each other, I think that Snyder. I always thought that Snyder was just afraid of the mayor because he knew what the mayor was. But it seems like in this one, he's just afraid of like the title he holds, almost like that. I don't know if Snyder knows at this point what the mayor actually is, but we'll know about that more in a couple episodes. But we unfortunately see one of the police officers, while all these people are talking, open up a box, and then we get full on spider like. What would that be? Like the alien, the face sucker alien jump
Oh,
onto that
yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Not the best special effects though.
No,
You see it.
unfortunately not,
This
no.
was 1999. I think they tried. I think they did their best. They really tried. But like even when it just comes off and slithers away or whatever, and just his face is just red like that, and he's dead. I thought we could have had more, especially considering the spider disappears for a while. When it drops down on the mayor, it just sees like 6 cuts or whatever before the mayor's face gets Wolverined back together and stuff like that. He warns them that you see the spider running around, sorry, and then Faith throws her knife into one. One lands on Buffy's back. She falls backward and it squishes. So there goes the two that actually escape. The mayor now warns the Scoobies, like, there's 50 billion of these things in there. So you may want to be a little careful here. Takes the box and leaves. Snyder just wishes they were all drug dealers like regular kids. You know what I say? Less drug dealers on the streets, fine by me. You know what I mean? Anyways, Buffy decides she's going to take that knife. That's her knife now. Go to the library. Willow fills them in on a little showdown with Faith. Giles wants to hear talk about the books of Ascension. She thinks they were overwritten. I was like, yeah, there's 5 volumes of this thing. She found a few pages interesting, though, Brennan, and she managed to take them, gives them to Giles. He's very happy with this. Wesley lets them know that they're right back where they started, though, which is true. This solved nothing. All of this did nothing. This entire thing happens just so the mayor can put that little nugget of doubt into Angel and Buffy's heads. That's it. This is what this entire episode did. Didn't even kill the other vampire. Ridiculous. Anyways, Buffy now, at the end, resigned to staying in Sunnydale. Good news for her, though. Willow's decided, Oxford, who needs it? Harvard, forget about it. She's going to go to UC Sunnydale as well, hang out with her buddies. But she has a good reason why. She's got the helping people bug, Brennan. It's worth doing. It's worth doing, she says, fighting evil. Also, one thing she keeps doing is using the word she's going to be a great Wicca, and that's not a thing. The Wicca is the religion. It's witch. Let's say witch. I don't know why they kept saying Wicca all the time. Anyways, we get to see Cordy at the shop again. She's with that dress she was putting away before, and then we have a lady come down and says, you're supposed to be back on the floor, and she needs the storage room swept and stuff like that. Cordelia Chase has to go get a job, Brennan. What is happening? Finally, we get to see Angel and Buffy talking in the graveyard. She's excited that Willow's staying put. Campus isn't very far from the mansion. She doesn't think that the mayor knows what he's talking about. Angel agrees, but neither one of them are looking at each other. They're just kind of looking off. Neither one seeming too convinced, Brennan.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the end of choices. The next episode, though, we're down to 3. One's a 2-parter, but next episode, another classic, Brennan.
Mm-hmm.
And Buffy's gonna finally get to know what the other students think of her in this one. Also, ultimately, what Angel thinks of her too. The next episode is the prom, another killer episode uh,
Mm-hmm.
here
Mm-hmm.
in season 3. Brennan, thank you very much for joining me to talk about
You're welcome indeed,
choices.
and I will be here in the next few weeks as
Yes.
well.
Yep. Thank you
Because
for
this
that.
season is, I think this might be the best season of Buffy. Though season 6 is awfully good.
There's a lot to like in season 6. There's a
But
lot to like in season 5. I really love season 5.
but as
Season
far
2
as
was great.
finales go, this is one of the best finales that we are slowly getting to. So,
Yes. Yes, graduation is coming. It's just
indeed.
after the prom. It's a 2-parter. Fun fact about the prom, we get to deal with some little doggies. Do I remember right? And I
Oh.
have to go deal with my little doggy. I have to take my dog to obedience training in the next 20 minutes or so. So that should be good. Little tie-in. Brendan, where can people find you when you're not on Rewatch Council?
You can find me on Blue Sky at brenmar.bluesky.social or however that goes.
It's a lot.
Yes,
They got
you
to
can
make it
still
easier.
find me on X at Brennan Mystical. You can find me on YouTube at Page Turners They Were Not. Also under the same name on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Very nice. You'll see me with the rest of the good ship Let's Get Ready Network. April 5th is our 5-year anniversary, and we're having
Yes,
a big stream. I believe you're going to be joining
I
us
will
as
be
well.
there. Yes,
It's
I
going to
will.
be incredibly fun, everybody. There's going to be links posted, I'm sure, for everything else that we're doing here on the channel as well. If you join us on our Ko-Fi and on our Discord, you'll get to know all the stuff as it happens. As for me, there's no starting 11. It's coming week, not in the next week either. I guess we're gonna have a special Friday episode because of international breaks and FA Cup competitions. All those things you know so
Mm,
well, Brendan. You're a big fan of the English Premier League, I'm sure.
yeah.
Yep. And then no
Richmond
LGRN,
AFC.
no LGRN after Snark this weekend either. Got a dart championship to win, if you know
Oh.
what I mean. Willow, well, I won last year. Was it last year I won? I think I won last year. So yes, I plan on defending my title once again. But
Mm-hmm.
until then, thanks everyone for watching. Can't wait to talk about the prom. It's so good. Till then,
Mm-hmm.
behalf of Brendan and I, the rest of the council, I bid you a pleasant good night.